Hello, welcome back to the Oracle Light Tarot. It's no coincidence that you found this reading, that you are here with me now. If you want, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. We're going to get started right away for your reading. I've been taking notes all morning on the energy that is coming through for your reading today. When I came down here to do the reading, down here in my basement, there was already, I started to stir up my word box here, which I'll be pulling from soon through this reading. I already started to stir it up, get things set up here before we got started. And there was a card on the top that was sticking out to me when I went to go stir it. It said, "Don't stop believing." And as I stirred, a few things fell out for you already. And I felt very called because it felt very fitting for the energy that I'm feeling for your guys' reading. So it says, check all the boxes. Been there, done that. And I was picking up that energy earlier about a person who really has been there, done that. I'm hearing the word like brownie points. I'm hearing the words patches. Like you got all the patches, the ribbons, the stickers, bumper stickers, something about that coming through. But it really does feel like that been there, done that type of energy. So I really feel like I'm talking to like a seasoned spiritual person. So you've been doing this for like a long time, for lifetimes actually. I'm also seeing the Ace of Cups. So there is some type of new beginning starting for you, and I even see a cup right here in the charms for you already. So it does feel like a sense of a new beginning. It feels like truth. It feels like mental clarity for sure. I feel like the seasoned spiritual part is coming through as somebody that it's definitely coming off as somebody who no longer feels bombarded by their empathic energy. I feel like you're really coming into what is the word, like your truth. I feel like you're starting to recognize what energies belong to you, what energies don't belong to you. So I feel like you're like clairsentient here. You could have many clairs actually. Clairvoyant is just coming through also. Clairaudient also coming through now. So I feel like you really do have this like been there, done that, checked all the boxes type energy. And I feel like you're entering this new beginning of like a calmer energy. You're more allowing now of energy, and I feel like you could even be experiencing certain energies that seem like they feel what would have been loud before feels very like subtle. Am I saying that word right? and they just seem to kind of bubble up to the surface now, and you just kind of like allow them to now, versus how you might have acted maybe when you first started this spiritual journey of yours. I don't know if it's really considered a spiritual journey, but it feels like a knowing that you've had or you've just experienced. So it could have been like growing up with certain anxieties or being confused as to why you feel a certain way, why somebody, why you sense other people's feelings. Even these could even be feelings of just knowing about certain people when you walk in the room, like who to trust and who not to trust. Even maybe growing up as a child, taking on certain energies of those around you and not being able to differentiate what was coming from you and what was coming from them. But I feel like, that's where like this seasoned spirituality, like spiritual person I'm just using that as a reference. It's not kind of any kind of like label or name, but I really feel like, yeah, you've been there and done that. I feel like you could be even over all the labels and the names too. So that seems to be coming through also. I feel like you're a person who experiences a lot of everyday like magic and miracles. You are like experiencing now, right now, it feels like you're experiencing like heightened states of consciousness, and you feel more in tune. Okay. And I also feel like you feel like because of you're in more in tune, it feels like control, like you're more in control. That's what it feels like. So you're very experienced, and you kind of are aware of like this heightened, you're definitely aware of this heightened state of consciousness that you're entering. I feel like you've been integrating it, so you're noticing these subtle things that are popping up for you, and it's more of an allowing. So it feels like it's like a washing of them, like, so things that used to bother you don't bother you. You just kind of see it for what it is and you allow it to pass. You recognize it's because you recognize that certain anxieties, either like mental anguish or like nightmares, I'm getting like 9 of Swords energy, like that kind of mental energy, you're seeing it for what it really is, and you know that you no longer have to like accept or align with that energy. And you know that when those pop up, it's just a way for it to clear itself through, because you no longer resonate. So because you no longer resonate with it, it just feels like you notice it. You're like, oh, that's off. And instead of allowing it to take over, your mental faculty, you're just allowing it to move through your experience, which I feel like is helping it clear. That's what it feels like. So there's something about like angels and light. You could be receiving like signs, symbols, or like researching. There's something about like Mount Shasta. There's something about like light beings or fractals of energy. There's something also about like sun coming through fog. Also, I'm not sure why that's exactly coming up, but that could be just something that you've been experiencing, maybe researched or come into contact maybe with one of these light beings or angels. I'm not quite sure who they are or what that energy that's coming up for you is about, but I'm just being noted like to bring that up. So, and your mission here, I feel, is like to help. But while helping, you're helping through your experience. So I feel like you're either a person who shares their experience with others, or as you're experiencing things, people are drawn to you, and it's almost like they get to learn and experience with you. I feel like for somehow it's more helpful for you, and it's more helpful for them. I think because even though you're like at a higher consciousness or like state of consciousness or awareness, the way you move through these energies is very helpful. I think it's because it gives more like real-time experience, something like that. And the connectedness and the way you're experiencing things and like learning things, I feel like is something that you chose. I feel like there's this choosing because you are like so experienced. You checked all the boxes, like been there, done that, right? Got all the patches, and like you're a very highly spiritually attuned person. I feel like you've been learning since you were a child, and maybe even like lifetimes before that, but you are very highly spiritually like gifted and knowing. Also very humble, I feel. But I do feel like it was like a chosen energy. I feel like you're choosing this. Like, I feel like you have the ability to choose different types of experiences and rabbit holes as part of like your knowing. The been there, done that. Like, maybe you've gone down certain rabbit holes, like things could have felt like very magical, mystical. There could have been like even experiences with people who have passed on. What else is coming through, Spirit? Just very like the words magical and mystical just keep coming through. Like, because you are so powerful and because you know the way it works, you've realized that chosen ways of perceiving the world. And now I'm hearing like it is what it is. And that's why I feel like the word choosing just keeps coming through. The word chosen, like I choose or I chose, something like that, versus like the word chosen. Like, I feel like you get the sense that we're all chosen, but you are choosing certain experiences that you're experiencing, and you're very, 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 very aware of that. So I feel like that could be why you're also attracted to my channel, because I feel like you're coming into clarity and truth, and you're ready to experience certain things that you haven't experienced yet in your physical reality. So it's like a new rabbit hole for you, and you're excited to experience, like, it feels like prosperity, material abundance. Like, it feels like just like Ace of Pentacles, like a new opportunity coming forth for you to experience. Okay, so there's something about that. And I did talk about your energy, differentiating your energy from other people's energy. So there's something like that coming through. I don't know why, like the oracle of the trees are standing out to me. It's kind of, and it feels kind of like odd that they're standing out to me, but they are standing out to me. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card or two for you. What is the message for whoever is listening? What is the message for whoever is listening? What do they need to hear? What did they come here to hear? We have the tree of, what is this? Porphyry? Could be something new that's coming up for you. I'm sorry, TMI, but like I feel like I'm burping. So it's like something coming up within you. Keywords: ability to analyze, success in studies, important goals, reasonableness, discernment, and understanding. The tree of the Porphyry is extremely positive, informing us that the solution to the problem worrying the seeker is much closer than they imagine, and they will be the one to find it on their own. The card tells us that the seeker already has all the elements needed to understand how to act and respond, and they are perfectly capable of resolving the problem. If the question is related to work, the seeker does not need to do anything other than look objectively at the information they already have in order to make the right decision. So that's where that like objectiveness, now when things are starting to bubble up, you're noticing these subtle energies. It could be like old past like energies, or like old things that would have given you anxiety before, like just kind of like popping up and moving through. Okay, and out. The same holds true in matters of love, but it's likely the seeker's thinking is clouded by emotion. For example, if the question is about how the relationship is going, the card indicates that the seeker has already recognized where the problem lies and is perfectly capable of analyzing it, even if they do not really want to. Yeah. So it says, let yourself be guided by your intellect. That way you will be sure to make the best choice. Awesome. Anything else about this? Oh man, we can get very, very deep with this here, but yeah, I'm just going to read the keywords again. Ability to analyze success in studies, important goals, reasonableness, discernment, and understanding. I feel like you're there, you've been there, you've done that. It looks like a lot of like philosophers here. A lot of words in a language I don't understand. So you could be like very seasoned, experienced, right? That's what I was feeling. You know a lot of things that other people just don't know. Yeah, it just really is giving like this been there, done that type of energy. I'm going to go ahead and pull a few words for you from my word box here. Okay. So whatever words stand out to you, know that's not a coincidence, that there's a message for you, and there are so many like words in here, it's not a coincidence. Okay. There's already been a few that have fell out, so let's get the message they came here for them. What do they need to hear? Oh yeah. Oh, sorry about that. We got a little, yeah. Okay. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel. God is with us. Yeah, I feel like you know that. You know that God is always with you, right? Spirit, universe, your guides, yeah, are always with you. You could have found new guides. I was talking about there's some kind of like light angels or beings, something. We have collective. Yeah, I feel like you're part of a very special collective and group of people, and that's, you know, not to toot my own horn, but that's why you found this channel. Okay, we have in bold, medium. Yes, you could be a medium. Holiday, holy day, holiday. Feels like a very special time for you, okay, right now. So you could be, I don't know, celebrating something very special or experiencing some kind of special energy, just special experiences. So it feels like maybe it could feel like a very holy time for you. Unknown, and then we have celebrate. So you're celebrating that right now. This could be like something that's unknown to other people, like something that's just you are experiencing. Sorry, my video cut out on me. But yeah, you could be celebrating something right now. It just feels like something like very full circle. Something definitely very new, like new beginning with all the flowers here. But something unknown. So it says like the way you do things. It's the way you do things are unknown to others, and I feel like others could be learning through you. You could be like a teacher of some sort. Like I said, I feel like others kind of learn through your experiencing, so you might not even have set out to teach others about things. I feel like you're kind of like just going about being yourself, doing and exploring and experiencing things, because I feel like, yeah, because you are very seasoned. I feel like you know that like that's the only way to do things like correctly. The way you do things is the way you do things. But I feel like being you, yourself, and doing the way, you know, doing things the way you do things and experiencing the things, like really just set the tone in like real time, and people are amazed and they sense this about you, they see this about you, they see you doing things unapologetically, like in your own way. It feels like because of the unknown, it's like a very special way that you do things. I feel like you are a very special set, a very special collective energy here. It feels like Yeah, like of psychics, of mediums. Like there's just something very spiritually special about you, and how far you've come along. It feels like a level, okay, like of expertise type thing, like even philosophies. You could even be like noted for what you bring to the table, or what you've brought to the world of like spirituality. Maybe you're like just, you specialize in a specific area of spirituality. And I feel like this is just a very holy, the word holy is like, it's feeling like just a very special time for you. Could even be like some kind of like traditional thing taking place for you right now. Could be like some kind of like tradition, maybe like a spiritual community of sorts that you've been brought together with. So it just feels very holy and special, I guess, like special. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels very special. Like it's a very special time for you. And it just feels like you're bringing a lot of truth and mental clarity to the world through your energy, to others, and I feel like your guides are just saying like, just keep up the good work. You're doing it right, you're doing it correct, and the word selfish like just came through. Like, don't feel selfish to experience what you're experiencing. I feel like it's like mastering a skill, like a dedication, like of a craftsmanship. It's giving like 8 of Pentacles. It's something you've been working on. It's part of one of those rabbit holes that you've dived into. It feels like magician energy, manifestation energy. So that could be another reason why you found this channel, because that's been coming up a lot for the collective of people that the energy that I've been feeling. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. We're not gonna keep it too long, but I'm so glad you guys are here. It's no coincidence that you found this. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.